On the ninth day of pleasure, my true love, that's you, you're your true love, gave to me 9 orgasmic creations, becoming your own king, 7 lights not dimming, 6 ways of playing, 5 golden rings, 4 brains with no words, 3 sex dens, 2 no one love and trust and erotic sovereignty. This has been so much fun. I should start all of my Facebook Lives with some singing, especially because like singing is obviously not my jam, but it's been so much fun to explore it and find it with you guys. Thank you for all of you that have been watching the 12 Days of Pleasure. If you're watching live now, say hey, let me know who's here. You can hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, and let me know where you're watching from. I also want to know if you've already gotten your tickets to Pleasure Alchemy so that I can keep an eye out for you on Friday night on the Zoom, on our first Zoom meeting together. Super interactive. So I want to know who are those of you that are super engaged in the content? Who are those of you that have been watching these 12 Days of Pleasure? I want to know that so that I can gear, right, what we're doing at Pleasure Alchemy Weekend exactly toward what you are ready to fully embody and integrate in your pleasure. All right, so if you don't know about Pleasure Alchemy Weekend yet, you must be living under a rock because I've been talking about it constantly. I'm so super excited about it. It's basically 2.5 days to completely reclaim your pleasure. Finally, probably for the first time ever, what would it be like if you took 2.5 days to release all your shame, to release all your suffering, to release all the places where you feel numb or half alive or constricted in your system? What would it be like if maybe for the first time ever you felt infinite pleasure ripple through your skin? If you felt orgasm as your beingness, what could you create from that space? And that's exactly what we're going to jam on today. We're going to talk about creating through orgasmic creations, right? How do we create through the orgasm in our system? And this is what I've been doing for a while. You may be noticing, those of you that have been following me for a while, you may be noticing how it feels like I'm constantly putting something out there, right? Like I create constantly. And you know what, to be honest, if I am working on it, right? But if I could expand time even more, I would be creating even more. And I would be showing you and enrolling you into even more opportunities for you to become fully alive, unapologetically. Do you know how that creation happens so easily, right? I'm never pushing it. I'm never feeling like, oh, how do I do this? How do I get this moving, right? And if I ever feel even an inkling of that, do you know what my number one most important thing to do is? I want you to guess in the comments. If you've worked with me already or you've been to Pleasure Circle and you're in my community, you already know the answer to this. What do I do whenever I start to feel like, oh, I have to market this thing, and oh, I gotta get on this consult call, and oh, I gotta, go on a date night and I feel like resting, right? Like these shoulds that appear in our lives, right? I know that as adults, often we feel like, holy shit, there's so many things to do to create what I desire. Like, yeah, I want the most epic relationship of my life. I want the most, incredible wealth creation that I could ever imagine. But there's all this shit that I need to do to get there. And that stops so many of us from going out and actually doing the stuff, right? From actually being, and here's your hint, right? From actually being the creatrix that you are. So let me tap you into a little hint, a little tease, a little flirtation on what you can do to start creating and birthing constantly. I've already got like the next 6 ideas coursing through me every day. I've got all these brilliant ideas for weekend courses and retreats and what we're going to do next. And like, it's all shaped out. There is never a moment where I'm sitting there going, how do I want to grow my business today, right? It's almost that the business grows itself and I'm simply sitting there witnessing and watching it. That's the ease that I want you to experience. And the same thing with my relationship, right? I'm watching it and I get to witness it. I get to watch how it moves up and down, the dance from detachment to connection, the dance from, we are separate beings till we are oneness. Instead of having to go and sit and fucking process for days on end, which I see so many of my VIP couples falling into this trap, right? This trap of like, how do we be better? We got to be happy. How are we going to be happy? Oh no, everything's wrong. How are we going to reignite this? Who do we need to hire next? And there's these long, drawn out, boring as fuck conversations that is, quite frankly, drying up your pussy, right? These processing conversations, long, heady, right? These are not what fucking turns you on. I can feel it in my body even talking about it. Like, this is where you go to die, right? Those long goal setting processes that you may do for your businesses, that is where you go to die, right? So how do we instead wake the fuck up and live our life in pleasure creation and full aliveness? Do you guys have any hints? Any tips? What do you think? What do you think I'm going to say? Hey, Andrew in Columbus. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you this weekend at Pleasure Alchemy. If you're not already signed up, make sure you get on there. Yeah, Matt's saying taking away your heart on. Totally, right? I have to start speaking more to cock-bodied humans because you guys are coming into my sphere a lot lately. A lot. Actually, like 1/3 of Pleasure Alchemy participants appear to be cock-bodies, and we've got like another quarter who are non-binary or intersex. So I'm super fucking excited about like the diversity that's appearing and how we're getting rid of this masculine feminine bullshit paradigm that shows up and chops all of our turn on off. Actually, I made a whole live yesterday on this. You can go back and check it, day 8 of the 12 Days of Pleasure. Okay, so how do we let ourselves and allow ourselves to create from this orgasmic abundance? From our full aliveness? This is what soul is asking you to do. How do we allow ourselves to love from this space of infinite possibility, to look at the person in front of us and see them as infinite possibility? Do we do it through thinking about it? Do we do it through reading a book about it? Do we do it through writing a post about it or arguing with someone else's Facebook post? Do we do it through watching a course, like a pre-recorded course, right? And learning it that way? Boring. The body can't fucking wake up like that. The body cannot wake up unless you finally drop into prioritizing your body, unless you drop into prioritizing your pleasure. Here's what's happening. Your intuitive guidance is muddled because the conditioning that you have put on over the years of who you think yourself to be, of your identity. I am woman, hear me roar. I am a victim of this, that, and the other. I am poor. I am not good in relationships. I attract people who abandon me. I can't seem to create wealth, right? All of these self-identification belief systems, guess what? We don't need to meet it with the mind. This is an old paradigm of playing with things, and it takes a long fucking time. If you've been in courses before where you've gone to rewire your old programming, it takes a long time, doesn't it? It's a long time of sitting there trying to figure out what's going on. And honestly, it dries you up. It dries you up. It makes you limp. It is not your turn on. For you to feel your full aliveness in your relationship and in your business again, the number one thing to do is to tap back into your body. Find your orgasmic flow again. How do we find it? By feeling everything fully and completely and accepting and loving whatever is present. So yes, if that is deep pain, we show up and we meet it. Yes, if that is deep love, we let ourselves fuck ourselves open into that. Yes, if that is incredible sadness, we feel it to the depths of the sadness, not for a long time, just fully. Feeling sadness and grief fully can happen in about 15 seconds. If you're in the state of saying, I need to take a few weeks to process this, you are taking up the time that you could be creating out in the world. You are taking up the time that you could be making love to your partner. You are taking up time that you could be serving our world and lifting all of us up into a greater vibration. We are done with sitting in our shit and having to process everything for days on end. It is over. Why? Because by tapping into your genitals, by tapping into your full orgasmic abundance, you tap into the quantum. There is a direct line of energetic current that moves through the system, one moving down and one moving up. When the two of those hit at the same time, you get to feel yourself as infinitely everything and infinitely nothing simultaneously. The more that you do that, the more that you start to recognize yourself as that and disidentify with all of the old conditionings that I was talking about before. Right? That are no longer needed and necessary. Those old stories no longer need to program you into the future. Don't worry about having to fix or heal yourself from them. Simply by choosing and deciding that you are now going to create your reality from orgasmic abundance, you will step into that. You will naturally find yourself creating the boundaries that are needed. You will naturally find yourself showing up and speaking to the correct people that will guide you further toward orgasmic abundance. You will find yourself knowing what to say and do if you have a coaching practice. You will find yourself being able to look at your partner as nothing but infinite love. Every second of every day, you will show up in front of the mirror and laugh at how infinite possibility rips through your veins. You will no longer need to say, who am I and what do I do? You will simply be. And in the being, the doing will birth through you. So there is an ease that gets to appear. Your creation gets to be turned on all the time. There are too many of us that have infinite superhuman potential, that are sitting back and waiting. It is your time to create your reality, and we are going to start this weekend at Pleasure Alchemy. If you are not yet signed up, you need to get your butt in there. We are going to be creating some excellent, fucking incredible quantum shifts in your beingness, so that from that point on, you get to create whatever you desire whenever you desire it. And gosh, even talking about this, I feel my genitals alive. I feel myself turned on and ready, right? And I'm not even thinking about who am I and who I need to be or how I need to show up. I'm in a state instead of deep service to my mission. That is what gets to appear when you realize that you have a divine assignment, and you find that by deconditioning yourself, stepping back into your pleasure, and aligning to that as what will make all the decisions. So yeah, go buy that really expensive program, right? If it's in your pleasure, fuck yeah, jump in. Buy that shit. Buy that 6-7 figure package. Go. Jump in. It may be the best investment of your life. If you are falling in love and it's outrageous, jump in deeper. If you have an idea for your business and it looks impossible, find the space in the quantum field where it is infinitely possible, because that's already there. And to find that space of being, if that feels impossible right now, I want you to recognize that all it takes is tapping into your body. It is simple but not easy, and that's why I'm going to be guiding you into this weekend at Pleasure Alchemy. If you're not yet there, if you haven't yet gotten your ticket, you do not want to miss this event. The most queer, sex-positive event we have that I've seen. Like, I am blown away by the queer community that is stepping in. We are extremely diverse. We've got cox, we've got vulva, we've got intersex, we've got all beings showing up to reclaim who they fully are and recognize the massiveness of their human potential, and then commit to what they are creating. So I want to see you in here. Put a GIF if you're coming. Let us know that I'll see you so I can watch you. All right, and I can start messing with your energy from all over here. I can start playing with this potential in you. And if you have questions about Pleasure Alchemy, make sure to ask me on here. You can tag me. I'll see many of you in a few hours, about 5 hours. I'm going to be bringing Paige Michelle on to Money, Sex, and God. We're going to be talking about human design and how that relates to money, sex, and God. I'm super excited. So I'll see you all there tonight, and I'll see you this weekend at Pleasure Alchemy. Cannot wait to birth the universe open with you. Mwah.